alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, and transform all of our lives. And during the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, another natural phenomenon which takes place in all human beings is the mirroring of neurons. So our neurons mirror that of the avatar. And the mirroring of neurons activate the process of all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. So that is, the entire body can silently and without moving receive what is happening elsewhere through a process of direct observation, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. And the Akashic readings is not a prediction, it is readings from the cosmic archives beyond space, where creation and destruction happen simultaneously. In the dimension of time, the past, present, and future start, but because the Akashic records are stored in the Akasha, the space dimension, there is no past, no future, no present, and no future. That is why what you call is happened, happening, and yet to happen is clearly already recorded in the Akashic records. And now, let us understand more about who the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is, the one who is giving us pure and great science of Baba Samadhi Darshan. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilization nation. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple based universities a lifestyle for humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam
of Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kanchi Kairasa Satyamikam, is the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamshi Sarangi Samrajam, is the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailas Sonata Shamala Pita Satyamikam, and is the present Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Attalakada, the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharmamukti Swarga Pramadinam, and is elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched, and has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. And it has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded, and has over 10,000 hours of discourses delivered, and has enriched and enriched over 1 billion lives digitally, and is respected as the commentator of all sacred scriptures such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Brahma Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Jain Sutras, and many more.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader, and is the reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudrakanyas and Rudras, Rishis and Rishikas, Bhairavas and Bhairavis, and Sannyas, and is the establisher of the largest Hindu university, Kailasas Nithyananda Hindu University, in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries, and is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, is the founder reviver of over 170 pitas, and is the collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. And now, with that, we will be moving to the next segment of this program, where all of us will be seeing a live demonstration of the extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers awakened in us through the Diksha by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So today, the Balasans, the Nithyananda yogis, and the initiate disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism will be demonstrating and sharing with all of you the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation awakened in us through the Diksha by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And in today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan, all of you will also be receiving the initiations into the third eye awakening, along with many other, with the blessings and grace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And you will all be manifesting the powers of third eye awakening as well, which is of third eye, which is seen with eyes blindfolded, as well as many other powers such as body scanning, remote vision, teleportation, materialization, levitation, and much more. And for those of you who might be wondering where exactly the third eye is located, so the third eye is a cosmic browsing center located between the brows, which upon initiation one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye just as you would with your two eyes. So now let us understand more about what exactly are these Shaktis, which we are speaking about, how they manifest and what is their source. So in the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers. And manifesting powers are described by Paramashiva and the Vedas and Agamas as a system, a method, and a science for human beings to explore the various sciences and various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. And these Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are the divine and you need to manifest the divine, not that you are a man and you need to reach the divine. Now, some of you might have heard the term called Siddhis, as it's a very common type of extraordinary manifestation. So let's look at the exact difference between Shaktis and Siddhis. So Shakti is expressed from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru under a source of enlightenment, whereas Siddhis are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment and on the path of enlightenment. And the Shaktis of manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after the initiation by the avatar and are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent and may divert you from enlightenment. And the source of all these Shaktis, Paramashiva, is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. And as the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya or the five cosmic acts of Shrishti, which is creation, Sthiti, which is sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, which is rejuvenation, Trubhava, which is pulling out a delusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities. And now, the avatar of Paramashiva, the supreme point of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has come down as the 1008th living incarnation of Paramashiva and the representative of Paramashiva, and is also the reviver of Kailasa. So, Kailasa is the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization nation and the great cosmic wilderness Hindu nation. And ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been a cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced sciences. And it was where the science of enlightenment and power manifestation was lived and taught as a lifestyle. And for the first time in the modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these yogic powers, these yogic sciences, and transmitting it to the world at a record breaking pace which is never accomplished before. And all of this knowledge, all of these sciences are passed down from one generation to the next through the science of Diksha, initiation by enlightened gurus. And in Sanskrit, it is called the Guru Parampara, which is the lineage of gurus. And the supreme point of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age by his gurus, was trained and taught into these sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of our manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva Jnana, Paramashiva Vijnana, and much more. And now let's see how we can awaken these Shaktis in us. How can we awaken these divine Shaktis in us and manifest them ourselves? So the supreme point of Hinduism beautifully says that every ultimate truth, jnana, is mapped into your consciousness, prajna, and manifests as a possibility and power of every being, prajna. And the science of power manifestation is authenticated through four aspects of evidences or pramanas. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. And then the next is the Apta Pramana, which are the experiences and results of Aptas or authorities of Hinduism, where the Vedic rishis and scientists have time tested and verified these sciences. And the third is the Atma Pramana, which is an account from the life of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. This millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. And then the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Now, some of you might be wondering what exactly are these Vedas and Agamas in which Paramashiva has described all of these, has revealed all of these sciences in a very elaborate way. So the Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hindus and are pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. And the Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology and the applied sciences are expanded. So the Vedas and Agamas, the Veda Agamas, are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. And a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana. So now, let us get ready to witness a very unique and very exciting demonstration of the powers of third eye. After we go through the pramana for the first power, which is seeing with the eyes blindfolded. So the Shastra pramana for the power of third eye comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. कपालान्तर्मनोऽन्यस्य तिष्ठन्मीलितलोचनः क्रमेण मनसोदार्ड्यात् लक्ष्ये लक्ष्यमुत्तमम्. And the translation for this verse is, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the ground center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. And the next is the Apta Pramana, where Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of Teda. Beautifully, Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव स्वचक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्. So Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. So, this comes from when Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye during the revelation of the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita. He initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye so Arjuna can behold Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan, the vision of his cosmic form. And this verse is from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form. And it is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye. And the next is the Atma Pramana in Swamiji's own words. What he says. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360-degree, 10 directions, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel and experience all of that as me. And here you can all see the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. So here you can see study measures were done on the brainwaves of the Supreme Court of Hinduism using a positron emission tomography, a PET scan. And it was measured that when doing daily activities, there is high activity measured in the brain where the third eye is located. And when in deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the rest of the brain is at peace. And now we will be getting into the Sakshi Pramana, where this rare and sacred science of third eye awakening is being available to all of us for humanity for our ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And as the living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all the bounds of time, space, and matter. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting this pure and great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences, to the world through the science of Diksha initiation to billions of people. And everyone who has been initiated into these sciences have actually experienced and witnessed the profound results and extraordinary manifestation in their day-to-day lives. So now, let us get ready to witness a live Sakshi Pramana, a live demonstration of the powers of third eye. Yes. So now let us get into the live demonstration of sound. So here with me, I have this in front. It is a thick opaque plastic sheet, and in the back there is thick black sponge which will not allow any type of light to enter around the eyes. You can all see the eye band, and into these two sockets over here, my eyes will be going into, and this eye band will also be covering the bridge of the nose. So this IBAN is actually certified by ophthalmologists and it's usually given for people who are suffering from insomnia and it's given to them so they can have a better sleep. So this IBAN will be put on my eyes by a volunteer. And once that is done, any of you watching us live on YouTube, you can put your live comments in the chat box, in the live chat box. You can put anything that you would like me to read, and I will be reading out your comments. So now a volunteer will be putting on this IBAN for me, and all of you can see as the IBAN is being put. You can put a different title. It's in center if you look. It's towards it. So now the IBAN has been put. I will be turning to my right, left, up, and down. So all of you can see that the IBAN has been put. There's no gaps anywhere. And now the YouTube comments will be projected in front of me, and we'll also be projecting it for all of you. Yes, so We have uh, the first who is Yashodhan Kulkarni, who has put Nityananda, and then Nirosha Jayashekara has asked if is the darshan finished. Yes, sir. Today in the last night we actually in last night's program we had the alive Sundareshwara Bhava Samadhi Darshan, and we are now starting again with the Parashakti Akashic readings. Yes, and anyone else also who would like to put your comments, you can put your comments. It can be anything. It can be a sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words, sentences. It can even be something that does not make sense at all. So, any of you watching us right now, you can post anything. You can post anything that you would like me to read. Well, it can be something that you think I may not be able to read, but through the third eye, Paramashiva will surely show what is the comment. So you can post a different language, or you can put scientific terms that you think I may not be able to read. And especially if you're skeptical about this power, you can put your comments as well. And after this, we will also be having the power of body scanning. So anyone who would like a body scan, also you can put your comments. So anyone watching us on Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda YouTube channel, you can put in your comments. Any of you watching us right now, you can put in your comments. Yes, and here with me, I have this Bhagavad Gita decoded book. And in front of all of you, I will be opening a random page from this book. So this book has more than 1,000 pages. So I will be opening a random page in front of all of you and be reading the contents of that page. You can maybe stop the screenshot. All of you can see the page. is open. So I will be opening a random page from this book. So I've opened a page, and now I'll be reading the contents of this page. So this is page number 804 and 805. On page number 804, the page number is not there, but on page 805, the page number is there. And on this page, it says, "I wish to see your divine form." And then, 11th chapter, and it gives translation for the first four verses, and then Swamiji's commentary. So it says 11.1. Arjuna says, "O Lord, by listening to your wisdom on the supreme secret of existence and your glory, I feel that my delusion has disappeared." Then 11.2. "O lotus-eyed Krishna, I have listened from you in detail about your creation and destruction of all living beings, also your inexhaustible greatness." Then 11.3. "O Parameshwara, Lord Supreme, though you are here before me, as you have declared yourself, I wish to see the divine cosmic form of yours, Purushottama, Supreme Being." 11.4. "O Prabhu, my Lord, if you think it is possible for me to see your cosmic form, then please, O Yogeshwara, Lord of Yoga and all mystic powers, kindly show me that imperishable universal self." And then the commentary says, "In the minds of many, Krishna is considered an incarnation. It is this chapter that Krishna reveals himself as not just an incarnation, but as also the very source from which everything flows. He is the source of all sources, the cause of all causes, the source of all the worlds and universes." Arjuna has already listened from Krishna about everything that he needs to do. Arjuna's questions have all disappeared. His doubts, his incompletions, and delusions have dissolved. In the previous chapter, Krishna explains to Arjuna who he really is. It is not that Arjuna is not aware of the greatness of Krishna and his divinity. It is based on his deep faith in Krishna that Arjuna chose to have the master assist him unarmed as his charioteer, while Duryodhana chose Krishna's vast Yadava army. So all of you can see the page. And this is page number 805. And anyone else also who would like to put in your comments, you can put in your comments. And let us maybe read one more page from the Bhagavad Gita. Gita is a vast topic, and Swamiji has written this book. So let us open another random page and see what Swamiji has to say. So I've opened a page, and now I'll be reading this page. So this is page number 1124 and 1125. And it says, "You see, we are a part of the whole. If we fail in tune, we think the whole behaves as a friend. The moment we think, discriminate, or behave with the whole is in the opposite way, it acts like an enemy. Be very clear, the whole is not here to kill or destroy us. An example is what happens when a person dies of drowning. The dead body floats. The dead body is heavier than water, yet it floats. But a living body that is lighter than water does not float, it drowns. Why is that so? As long as we are living, we are unable to relate with water. Our ego prevents that. Our mind prevents that. In the dead body, there is no mind and no ego. It is the mind and ego that causes our heaviness. When when we are in completion with the collective consciousness, when we become a part of the collective consciousness, nature is our friend and nature protects us. When we think that we are different from nature, as long as we think that we are an individual consciousness, nature protests against us. If we disappear into the collective consciousness, we are protected and taken care of. We attain complete success, not only socially and economically, but we experience it as well. It will be a feeling of fulfillment. I experience of complete completion. A small story. Once there were two ants sitting on the rim of a cup that contained Amrita, the nectar of immortality. As they were taking, one of the ants lost his balance and was about to fall into the cup. He somehow managed to get back on the rim. The other ant asked him, "Why don't you want to fall into the cup? Even if you drown in this, you will become only immortal." The first ant replied, "But I don't want to drown." We don't realize that merging with the collective consciousness will liberate us in totality. We resist and hold on to ourselves as long as we do not disappear into the collective consciousness. We continuously create hell for ourselves and for others. The third truth, at the ultimate level, at the spiritual level, the moment we understand that we are deeply connected, totally connected to the whole group, to the whole universe, not only do we experience bliss, but we live. We really live, opening many dimensions of our being. Right now, we are stressed out and disturbed continuously with our separate body mind. We need to think too much. We need to try to we need to try too hard to enjoy life. If we disappear into collective consciousness, hand we open many dimensions, many possibilities. See now, with only this one body we have, we can enjoy so much. Imagine what we can do when we have many bodies. If the multitudes of bodies increase, so does the joy, the bliss. This is our experience when we realize that we are a part of collective consciousness. When we experience that we are boundaryless consciousness, we to imagine when we experience the feeling of non-duality, Advaita, or collective consciousness, when we experience the bliss of collective consciousness, we forget differences of name, wealth, social status, and prestige. Whatever we think of ourselves disappears, and the truth of who we are is revealed. And there are two more paragraphs after it as well. So all of you can see the two pages. Now, some of you might be wondering how exactly this power is manifested or how we see. So, the first and foremost step is by connecting in oneness with Swamiji. So, you just connect in the space of oneness with Swamiji, with Paramashiva, and whatever is in front of you will be revealed in the third eye. Yes, now we have a comment from Ma Bhakti Vasyananda who has put Nithyanandan. Yes, Nithyanandama. And for various people, it comes in various ways. Sometimes it shows as it is, and sometimes it shows in different ways as pictures or words. So you can get the initiation and manifest this power yourself, and you will be able to manifest. This power is available for everyone just through the simple science of initiation. And yes, now we have another comment from Bhakti Vasyananda who has put clapping loudly ma and an exclamation mark and then a smiley emoji. Yes, ma. And even I'm sure that you can manifest these Shaktis, and I'm sure you would have already had an experience of these Shaktis. Is there anyone else also watching us? You can put your comments. It can be anything that you would like me to read. Yes, now Ma Bhaktivasi has put another comment saying, yes, Ma, Swamiji blesses abundantly. Yes, Swamiji does bless everyone in abundance, very abundantly, whether it's wealth, health, anything. Yes, now we have a comment from Ma Siranji who has put hi and namaskar emoji and a heart emoji. Okay, yes. Now with this, I thank all of you who have joined us for the Power Manifestation segment, and we will now be moving on to further segments. But before that, now this IBAN will be removed, and all of you can see as the IBAN is being removed by a volunteer, you can see that there will be nothing added removed from the IBAN. So I request the volunteer to now remove the IBAN. Yes, and before that, we have another comment from our Bhaktivasiyananda who has put blissful Nithyananda Paramashivam. And the Nityananda actually is missing the N in second N in the Nanda. Yes. Can I request the volunteer to remove that? Yes. So all of you can see the IBAN has been removed. There is nothing added or removed from the IBAN. It is just as it was before. And now, with that, we will be moving on to the further segments of this program. I once again thank all of you who have joined us for this common precision segment. In the interest of time, we will now be moving to the further segments of this program, where we will be learning more about Devi Parashakti, who is Devi Parashakti, and much more. So we will be learning about the divine feminine consciousness in this next segment. Yes. So now we will be learning about the divine feminine consciousness. And we will be first looking at the Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka. And I will be chanting the verse now. Sindhura Runa Vigraham Trinayana Manikya Spurate तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीमापीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यामलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम्. And the translation for this verse is: the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in a vermilion red body, with the triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies studded with a crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding a jeweled cup brimming mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. Of Devi Parashakti, which also comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Shloka, says: अरुणां करुणां तरङ्गताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अनिमादिभिरावृतामयुकैः विभावये भवानीम्. And the translation for this is: I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion. She holds the nose, the gourd, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as anima for rays, and she is the self within me. And Devi Parashakti is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in, and the source where the Big Bang and black holes go on and on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source power, and the source energy from which all of us came, in which all of us are in even now, and in which all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love and compassion, Devi Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. And Devi Parashakti beautifully reveals how she is manifesting as the Nijavatar of the Supreme Consciousness. She beautifully says, raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Hrimkara, filled as Parashorasi, living in 40 triangles, the Kailasha Swami who is in Kailasha, Sri Purachintamani, Parashorasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi, as Nithyananda, I took Nijavatara here to give good boons to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranyagarbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashorasi, Meenakshi, taking the form I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion I am blessing. Listen, people, to do good to all of you, I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. And Devi Parashakti continues to reveal, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana, growing as four Vedas, expanding as five Panchabhutas, beyond six chakras, filled as gotras of seven rishis, expanding as eight directions, existing as nine grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, being as 11 rudras, creating all the worlds, bringing life to tell and make truth blossom and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. And now let us see how we can receive Devi Parashakti. So literally you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there on your screen. So you can receive her in a very traditional way. You can keep two betel leaves, one banana, one betel nut, and a coin in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti. And for those of you who might be wondering what exactly a coin is considered as or what is its importance, in the Hindu tradition, a coin is actually considered the traditional dakshina. It is usually given as